I haven't had any contact with him for a while now. I'll try to make him come to the meeting tomorrow for the call. But yeah, I can start with my update. There was an issue from the 24th to the 28th that we didn't save the Giveth token donation on our platform because my mistake, I didn't put the price on the Monoswap. But that's fixed now. We updated, Carlos and myself updated those prices, and now it's fine. Those were only the 5 days that those prices were missing. It's not happening anymore. Right now working on some improvements of the donation flow that Lauren raised about making it more clear for the user what tokens or how the givebacks rounds are going to work and if it's eligible or not. This is going also to relate with the givebacks token list. So I'm working on that so that flow is clearer. After that, I'm planning to move on the TypeScript repository and keep working on that for our next launch. That's why I'm also trying to rush my meeting with Ryan because I expect that he has been working on the creation of a project flow. And yeah, he's the only person that has been working on TypeScript so far. And now I want to begin this week. I think that's it. There were also some issues solved that testers raised on the Send Hub, but I don't remember them right now. But they were solved, and I'll pass it to Mohammed.
Hey guys, we had some problem. My intention is to update with you. We have some problems on our staging server that it was about the dependencies and environment dependent parameters. So I have Dockerized the project and we merged it with Amin today, and it was okay. If the tests are okay in the staging, we can move that to production server as well. And I'm working on an endpoint that give you the give price in every timestamp block number or TX hash that you want. It may help you, Mato and Carlos, for the manually checking. If you didn't do that already, it might help you. And to do what should we do in the next week? I pass it to Carlos.
I'll pass it to Amin that I have a sound problem. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, hi everyone. My intention is to think up and talk about the task for the next week, and we'll discuss about the solution we have for the price, as Mohammed said. And the big question is whether we can rely on pool in liquidity pool for the price. Because we can have the history under on our the subgraph or backend. For every block, we can have the price. It's the magic of subgraph. So it will be helpful for the Griff because he wants to know at the time that some give has sent to his wallet what was the price. Subgraph has a feature that you can say that tell me the result for that block. That's awesome. Talk about updates. I pushed Churik and I pushed updates to the front end of the Giveth Academy. That's it. And also we fixed we found vulnerabilities. The attacker found that's reached out to us and asked huge money. We think about how we can deal with that, if you like. And that's it. Pass it on to Churik.
Yeah, thank you. Good morning, good evening.
Yeah, my intention is sync up. If I want to say what done in my side, I fixed give back rounds. I added add to MetaMask button to the pending modals. I have developed give back modals that if user give backs are 0, show a button, and when user click on it, explain about the rounds and have a link, something like that. I also reviewed some PRs. Now I'm working on Giveth stream history table. Also, after the meeting, I hope I can finish the givebacks issue. Maybe I should ask some question from Lauren about the issue number 342. Yeah, that's my update. I pass it to Carlos. Are you ready?
Yes, thank you. Hey guys, my intentions for this call is also to sync up and see what issues we have. I have been working on fixing the donations regarding the gift token. Mateo and me just fixed them. There is a small issue with gift token on mainnet that our library is not returning the price, but that's only one donation. So we have to fix that donation. It was made on January 2nd. I haven't coded a script to fix them because really, like we have been talking, we don't have like an API or service that reliably gives us the price history on a certain moment. Like CoinGecko gives the wrong one. There were a few that Ashley sent me, and a few I have seen, but they all cost like, I don't know, $100, $1,000, and like, what? That's too much. So we have to see what to do there to write that script. Well, that's it for me. I'll pass it to Mitch.
Hey there. I just did some little updates fixing issues on Giveth.io and the Give economy. I'd love to hear more about what's left to get givebacks up and running and ready. So that's my intention. And I can pass it to Griff.
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked about just mostly the governance stuff, but I really want to help out with questions for liquidity management and price management, and when we can trust the price and not, and these sorts of things. So, would love to know the GitHub issue for that, and also I'm just doing some tests right now on some ideas there, and if there's anything else I can advise on. Other than that, I'm mostly in the background here. I'll pass it to Ashley. Did you go?
Not yet. Yeah, my intention is kind of be in the background and see if there's anything that I can provide updates on, or just keep in sync with what's going on. I'm doing some other work, so I'm slightly distracted, but I'm here listening. And I think that I'm the last one. Unless Lauren, did you go?
No, I didn't go. Cool. Yeah, my intentions are to, I think figuring out this givebacks price thing is like high on my list of priorities. And just to sync up with everybody. It was nice to hear everybody's like what they were up to, because now I'm like, oh, cool. And also just like coordinate on like how givebacks should be represented and everything that we need to do, like pushing that forward. And then the other thing I wanted to just check in on is I want to like to do a Taurus Merkle drop to people who have Taurus addresses, so we can test claiming the give drop with Taurus, so that we can get like people who have Taurus able to claim their give drop, because some people do. So just, I don't know, coordination around that. So I guess I'll pass to Mateo. You're the leader of the show here, right?
Yeah, sure. This time. I think that we can begin with the pricing and the givebacks talk right now. I think that's a hot topic between the devs. So for everyone to understand how it's working right now, we have this library called the Monoswap that is mixing HoneySwap, Uniswap, and I think PancakeSwap liquidity pools. So we have like the same pricing coming from those if you give the token symbol and the chain ID. So that's what we're using essentially for fetching the prices for our donations. But I'm not 100% sure how it works for some pairing of tokens, because sometimes these prices get lost into there. So for those cases, we in the past we didn't allow the donation to be saved. That was an error. But right now we allow any token that has liquidity to be donated with. So in these cases, if we don't find a token, we just leave that field empty, and that's obviously going to generate an issue for the givebacks. We have to have a price for that. So right now, I think the main purpose that we should have is that if we have a token list, we should be 100% sure that we are going to have a price for the moment that the donation occurs. So I think that we can try to improve this Monoswap library to ensure that these tokens have always a price, but we can also have like a second attempt or reassurance for those tokens that don't necessarily have a place in the token list, because maybe we have or someone donates a token that has really value, but for some reason we don't have it in the list. That thing happen very usual. So I would say that we run a script or some automated process that checks these empty token empty prices in the donations. And if we find that token has a price, why not? I mean, if it's a shitcoin, I don't see why we should have like a list. I mean, it still has value, even if it's dodgy, if it's whatever. So I would say that I'm not sure if we should even consider a list, or we should only say that if it has a price and it has liquidity, it has worth. So I think that we can start with that discussion.
So we talked about this, and I put a post in the forum that everybody already agreed to, that we are going to do the givebacks token list as the tokens that we already have like listed in the drop-down menu. So even if it has value, if they just input the token address, it doesn't count towards givebacks. So then we just like add some communication around this, like if they're adding like a token in there, we're like, sorry, this isn't on givebacks, but if you want it to be part of the givebacks program, make a comment on the forum post. And then we have a process where we put it to a snapshot vote. And then if people want that token on the givebacks list, it gets added to our list. So then we can ensure that we are able to get prices for the lists of tokens that we have already now in our drop-down menu. At least this is what we do for right now, this round. So then I think like the only thing, and it, like Mohammed had a list of all the donations made since December 25th. And it showed like, most of the donations were like XDAI, Honey, blah, 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 and Give. And Give is really the only one that we weren't getting good price for. So we kind of had to like backtrack and make sure that we get the right prices for Give. And this is like one thing we need to solve right now. And then adding some system where we're always getting a good price for Give is like the second priority thing to resolve this issue, at least for this round.
Perfect.
And we are a governance token, so leaning on governance, I think, is a good strategy, and to give our Give token holders the power to decide what tokens get givebacks and what ones don't, I think is a better solution than us just deciding, yeah, this has good liquidity or not, you know.
Good. So I want to pass it to Carlos Mohamed, that you have been working on the pricing tools on the impact graph. How do you see it?
Can I ask a question before Mohamed and Carlos go? Do you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. All the tokens that we are using are well known, and is there any oracle outside and blockchain that has a price history for them. And for example, Ethereum, we have that. And if we have an oracle, we can have the price for every time. Also, if there is a Uniswap pair, if you find a Uniswap pair, and we can have the price for any moment by the help of again subgraph. Today I am Mohammed explored that feature. It's very awesome. You can say that, for instance, give you balance. I can show you. Can I show you for a moment or no? It's
Sure, it's cool,
Yeah.
but just like is that works for anything on mainnet or that works for XDAI?
everything on internet, on any chain, Let's share my screen because it forced because we can decide on that.
So it works for HoneySwap.
For everything, we can prepare the subgraph. Also, Uniswap has some subgraph for itself. I saw that it has pairs. It has a reserve, Uniswap version 2, So it has a reserve from, for instance, you have the pair of the Ethereum and Give. So we can have the price for the Ethereum and Give at the moment. And there are Oracle that is so eligible, so trusted, Chainlink Oracle, We can, at the moment, we query that Oracle and get the price of the Ethereum, and by some multiplying or division, we can get the price. Do you see here? Do you see my screen?
Yeah.
It's my, if you see, it's my IC. Let's show you. It's my let's show you. Go ahead, man. Oh, GraphQL has blocked us again. Oh man, I have more given my wallet. Where is that? I have such a middle give.
Maybe
Why doesn't show? Oh, no. I wasn't. Sorry, I wasn't. Cool. Inside next slide, do you see my wallet? It's my wallet address. My wallet, I have 119. And if you see, my balance is the same. I'm sending the query. I am clearing that. Yeah, it's my balance. Do you see? 119 in way. So if I, for example, in farm, I harvest my reward, I'm doing harvest, so it will not be 119 anymore. You see, it's 152 because 42 give is sent to my wallet, right? Do you see my screen?
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah. If you see, it happened under this block, right? I copy that. Here in my query, I say block number. It was the block that that is transferred to my wallet. So it's 150. If I go to previous block, it's 119.
Nice. So then we can use that for all the pools.
Yeah, and we can have some another entity for prices. We can rely if we rely on the Ethereum Give every time Ethereum Give pool every time some change happens and that pool we can change the price, and of course we update. When we update the price, it's happened on that block. So for every transaction, we by the block number we can get the price at that at the block that the transaction has happened. So we can rely on this for every price. If you have an eligible liquidity pool in the network.
Sorry, I mean, do you say that we should have a subgraph for every token every whitelisted token?
Oh, let's see my screen again. I said that Uniswap has something. I was exploring here. Uniswap has pair. You see, it has a pair entity. Pair. I say, do you see my screen?
Yeah.
I don't know when. First three. It has token 0, token 1. Reserve 0, reserve 1. They have applied it on the mainnet. Let's just see. It's for mainnet. If you see, they have it prepared. Probably Honeyswap has something like this. I don't know what tokens are this. For instance, is Solution Lifecoin SLC 2. What was another token? To USD Tether. Yeah, we can even trust USD Tether to that coin. It will be better. It can be easier for us. Who knows?
The only thing we have to be careful about is if we're using at the exact block. I mean, there's a reason that Uniswap has this token weighted average price, right? The TWAP. It's because like if someone wanted to, they could make they could make a transaction a block before, pumps the price really high, a low liquidity pool, make the donation, and then I mean, this is a very stupid attack. I don't think it's going to happen in the next 2 months even, but it might happen eventually. So I don't know if it's possible to pull. I think it's fine for a short-term fix, especially for the past give token prices. It sounds like a great plan. But for the long-term give back solution, and we should probably, I don't know if we can continue investigating grabbing the TWAP price from these pools.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know. I haven't looked at the token list whether they have a small pool or no. It's big. I don't know if it's big. There is a higher risk for the user to pump on it for us. It needs huge amount of money. But you are right, totally right. Can happen. We can do it by not exposing that we are using subgraph. We deploy it somewhere without any, and don't publicly say that we are using the
I think for the short term, that's a great solution. For long term, we need a better one.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Yeah, I'm working on it. I would implement an endpoint that you give it block number or transaction hash, and it gives you the price of give at that moment.
That sounds good. But so then what do we do about the ones that are in the past? Like the ones that we missed?
You can pass the previous block numbers that it would give you the price in that block.
Does someone need to manually find these block numbers, or you can do this also
Yeah, you can pass the block number or pass the transaction hash. I can get the block number by transaction hash in the code.
Okay.
I think that we have to rerun that script also for the donations that Carlos and myself made, because we cherry pick the price by each day, so it isn't that accurate, but we took advantage that our price wasn't that volatile in those days. so it's not that worry. But if we use your script, I think that's going to be even more accurate for ourselves.
Okay, I would be synced with you after implementing that.
Okay.
Perfect. Also, I wanted to mention that our current token list is kind of messy in the sense that we chose the top 250 tokens from CoinGecko from a year ago, and then we use the tokens from the Giving blocks because they have an awesome list, and then we have all of that besides all of the tokens that we were adding manually because we said, hey, this is a cool token that we should be adding. So maybe we should have like another look and make that list even better because sometimes the 250 tokens on CoinGecko, they are not that the ones that we want, or there are even more tokens right now that there were a year ago, and I'm sure of that.
I think Lauren's on top of this. Like, she's going to list the tokens that we have, make a forum post, and then we talk about it in the forum. And anyone can add tokens if they want. Or they can propose to.
And there's a point. We want to rely on Ethereum and give pool. Is it okay, Griff, or do it rely on the Honeyswap and give pool? Ethereum and give doesn't matter. Which one?
As long as
Ethereum.
I think that honestly, I feel like the Honey Swap price is probably the more accurate price. It's the one that has the most liquidity. But then I don't know. At the same time, and also that's where the Give token is. So seems to me that that's the more accurate price. But it really doesn't matter. Whichever's faster and easier. Like as long as it's consistent. I don't think the details really matter. It's hard to know what one price is. If we were really doing it right, then we would take all the pools and we'd do a token weighted average of the price. But I don't think that's needed. Let's just get a solution and power forward for the first give backs round, and then we try to iterate and make it better.
Yeah, as I said, we want to get price to compare to Ethereum, related to Ethereum, and then get the price of Ethereum from Chainlink, and by that get the price of Giveth. Okay.
Yeah, and the long-term solution, we need the TWAP, which I think is harder because it only tells you at the moment, right? Is that true, or?
And then I should search about it and how it's working. I don't know.
Okay.
TUAP?
TWAP, token weighted average price.
Okay. Oracle Uniswap. Yeah, cool.
Well, Mateo, are there issues on the board that we need to assign, or what's the next topic?
Let me see. Well, at least for the board on the same hub for the next application, I think it's all right. I just need to make the flow better. Some some issues that Lauren made in there to make the donor more aware of what the givebacks is and how they are doing it. So that's going to be my priority. I think the app is very stable besides all of the pricing mess that we have encountered these days, but that's solved. I think that for that we are done. I mean, unless there are many bugs rising these days, we can move on to the TypeScript version and keep working on that so the release by the end of this month can happen finally. That's why I want to meet with Brian and see what's his progress in that regard. He hasn't been reachable for the last days. Maybe that, it's understandable for the holidays, but I hope that for tomorrow I can finally reach him out.
And on that note, we have, I think Fabio will be working on some dashboards for givebacks, but Pedro is like totally game to contribute somewhere. How's the best way to loop him in to support us on front end?
I think that he can DM me, and we do an onboard to the project. He can get like used to the code and check it out and play around with it, and then we assign some issues because right now the way we were working is that Ramin took a big page without making it an issue. It's just we have to do this, translate the design to the project, and we just work on it. So we have to get in sync in that. I want to check again what's the status that Ramin left in his work. I know what I did for the last month. So after that, checking what Brian has been doing, and then we can start assigning some tasks to Pedro maybe. But for now, I think that it's a good idea to have him onboarded on the project. And yeah, I think that that's the same status. I'm not sure if Carlos or Mohammed have another plan for the impact graph. You guys lead that side. So if you have, I saw that you were working on Dockerizing the project, or what's the status of that?
Yeah, as you said, I'm working on Dockerizing it, and I think Carlos, you had you were in the middle of using Prisma, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
You can.
pending as I was concentrated on the give fixing the give donations, but yeah, I'll take that on, which will help us make better queries in our database. I'll take that task again, and yeah, that's it. Optimizing the database.
Oh, well, yeah. Go ahead, Carlos.
No, those are the two tasks. Make the script once Mohammed leave the subgraph for updating our prices, and yeah, finishing the Prisma integration, which it's really almost done. I just haven't taken the time to finish it.
Perfect. So I just remember something important about the givebacks before we do the round, and it's a topic that I was talking with Lauren during the weekend. I think maybe previously, and there is also a way for people that have big amount of give tokens and verified tokens in the list to keep donating to themselves to their verified projects. So it's a way that people can get used to hack the system even if they are verified. And we didn't see that this happened on some projects, but there could be a possible way for this to be happening. So not sure if we can maybe have some script or some way to check that donor project owners don't keep like feeding the same project and get used to that for the givebacks.
So we were talking. Ashley, there isn't a good script. What there is chain analysis, and we could talk to some chain analysis crews. There's lots of people who do this professionally, and maybe we could pay them to do some chain analysis for us. But there's definitely no script. I think I'm excited to see the data. Yeah, what are you gonna say, Ashley?
I just wanted to mention that we have the purple list. So Mohammed has a list of all the recipient addresses, and those addresses aren't eligible for givebacks. So if a project were to take the donations they've already received in their wallet and keep redonating it to their project, their wallet address isn't eligible for givebacks. They would have to intentionally put it into a different wallet with the idea of gaming the system and put it back into donations.
Yeah, so basically there is not an easy way to check this out, but I think that in time, I'm not sure how this analysis would work or what kind of data would provide. But yeah, I think that is important to be raising this as an important matter for the future rounds, so it's not gameable. If anybody else has an opinion on that, I think that's it. Yeah. So moving on, I think the last topic is the give economy. I know that, I mean, you were mentioning that you have some work in there with Sherik. I'm not sure if you want to talk about something in particular.
No, I have a question about history. From Muhammad. Maybe Muhammad can help me. We can discuss here or call after this meeting and finish. I don't know. And I have a question from Lauren about the issue number 342. I can get the point. Could you explain? Yeah.
And we distribute givebacks. I want the givebacks amount to be like not changing. You know how like when we have the rewards earned from the give farm, it's like their stream amount is increasing, and then as their stream flows, their claimable amount is increasing like this. But for givebacks, I want to have it so it's like whatever was liquid at the time of givebacks distribution shows as givebacks amount, and then their stream amount just shows as like the one number as well, like the amount that was added to the stream divided by the time. And then so it's like when they can harvest there or they harvest on any other page and it all goes to their wallet. But the reason is because the givebacks is already like goes to the token distro, and so it's like the stuff that's part of their stream from givebacks is already going into the give stream claimable amount. So it just kind of like makes things a little more confusing. So I think just to simplify it, we just have the givebacks amount, like the amount in give, is whatever they get liquid at the time of donation. And then you have the streaming amount, which is whatever they have streaming. And then that's added automatically also as an entry onto the history table, the streaming amount. And then so like anything else that streams out of this givebacks distribution is called claimable from the give stream. Okay, cool.
Mohammed, can I ask the question or postpone it? It's a small question. In the allocated tokens array that I get from subgraph, and there is some distributors with unknown distributor with null value. They are from GitHub, or is there any third? Is there any other sources?
I should investigate that and maybe ask from Amin to help us. I can answer it after the meeting, but I don't know the answer already.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, I don't have any question.
I have a question. Did we make a staging.give.giveth.io? I mean, did you work on that? Because before we had all of these like different deployments. Oh, you're on mute.
Not yet. No. This week I pushed. I pushed a big PR. I made a big PR and pushed to the developer right now. I can show you what it will done. It will do. Do you see my screen?
Yeah.
It's the latest. It's my update. If you see, it's the queries that are sent to the backend, the subgraph. I mean, if you see, in every 5 seconds we have only one query. Do you see here? In every 5 seconds, just one query is created. If we compare it with here, if you see, it's the number of queries I use are generated in the Giveth.io in our production. If you see here, we send about 8 queries, 9, 10 queries in every 5 seconds, and there we are only sending one query. I can clear these two, and you will see the difference. One query. Do you see the change?
Yeah. Thank you, and it's a great job.
That's will save us from being blocked by the subgraph. So all the information are aggregated in one query, and all this information that are fetched here by these separate queries are now will be fetched in single queries. So the number of queries we are sending to our backend will be 8 times less. And the issue that we had in first launch in the test for deployment that everyone was frozen is solved. Also, if I change my network, you can the numbers will be updated. Let's share my screen again. The numbers will appear suddenly. I'm changing my network to mainnet. Here should be core. You see the numbers immediately shows because my balance is 0. You don't see anything here. Let's switch to this wallet. Now it's fetched for core one. Now I'm switching to XI, and every number will be shown immediately. Okay, go ahead. You see the numbers immediately are updated because they are fetched previously. But here it takes time because everyone should send the queries again. Send my network again. They should be you see it takes a while for numbers to be shown. That's a big update that we have this week. About the staging, now I need to reach out Kai because he has access to our domains. I haven't done that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I remember that I worked on the UI design system project. It's no ready for responsiveness, but I think it's better to have a mobile first design because it's a standard in implementing web and the go this way reverse. We first design the desktop and then go responsiveness. After that we want to implement mobile, and it's not a standard way. It's a suggestion. We can change it and no problem. But I think if we can go in the standard way, it's better. And maybe our page loads faster for mobiles or for smaller screens, and it maybe have a better results in Google result search. So it's just a suggestion. Yeah.
I think that makes a lot of sense for the TypeScript version.
Yeah.
There's no the other ones. There was time pressure, like the Give Economy stuff, and time pressure, and we have so few users on mobile. There's just really very few people are farming from MetaMask on their phone, you know. But for the donation page, you know, a lot of people are going to share their donation page on Twitter, and it should just we should. I think mobile first makes sense.
Yeah.
And I think Mo is working on the designs for mobile already for everything for the Give economy. So it was like his highest priority. I think I checked in with Marco last week.
Also, I have another suggestion. I think we need more coordination with the design guys. Maybe they should come to our dailies or maybe we should change our organization to have design guys because maybe it's my mistake, but I think we have a design team and we have a develop team and they are separate. So when you want to communicate, it's difficult. When we have a question, when we want to change, we have two teams and two priorities. So maybe we should change our mind, and it's better to mix them in one product team. I think it's a suggestion.
Yeah, I had body review this week with morning. In short, was I mentioned that there is an urgent need for designers to be present in our at least daily call. They often join the calls and help us because we are polite. Anything that we implement without designer will be worthless because probably it needs to be changed after. Thank you, Troy. Good point. The morning emphasize on that very much. Yeah.
Thank you.
Perfect. What about the next week? Okay. Yeah, I was thinking about what we should prioritize for the next week. This for me is not much clear. I have some issues assigned to me from the academy last week, but the next week what will be priority and what will be achieved in next round, in next sprint.
Well, I think we need to make sure, like, the first thing we need to do for Give Economy is at least give backs. Like, we need to test, like, after Tarek is done with the issue who's just asking 342, where you have the numbers separated in the history table, we need to do, like, a distribution, get everyone to try claiming in different spots, make sure everything makes sense. So I think, like, give backs is the first thing. And this Taurus thing I was just talking to you with in DM, like, Vitor was working on the PR, but, like, we have a bunch of users who can't claim their give drop, which is kind of annoying. And so, it would be good if the Switch Network thing works, but I'd also love it, Amin, if you could make a Merkle drop with, like, a test token and send it to a bunch of our team's Taurus addresses so that we could test claiming the give drop connected with Taurus. Those are, like, my priorities for Give Economy for this week.
Yeah, we can definitely another drop, yeah.
And I can just
change that and our table deployment server.
Okay, cool. Can I add a few addresses to it? I mean, like, I don't know if we need to really, like, to do the whole Merkle drop to, like, everybody with all the tokens again with, like, a new token or anything like that. I really just want to send it to, like, 5 people's Taurus addresses, you know?
That's cool. Yeah,
okay.
We can add anything, anyone use 10, 100.
Okay, cool.
I will deploy a new method drop and assign some token, and tokens run development environment and replace the metal drop. By the way, everyone has claimed before on our deployment. They can claim again. It's not a big deal.
Okay, cool.
And maybe it's also worth creating a, like, MetaMask seed, a testing seed that, like, you know, if someone really needs to keep testing and testing, there's like 100 addresses on that seed that always get a rocket drop, and then we just have this MetaMask seed that people can, you know, include.
Yeah, that's a good point. We can have a range of private keys.
Sure, individual private keys are also fine. Whatever it takes.
No, I will generate. I try to generate. Yeah, so by program 100, I generate, share it, solve private without. And we have keys and the trace project. We have 5 test private keys. And I don't know, for any reason someone has created some hook, something like that. Every time you send any thief on ring key, it grabs Imagine such insane people.
You can't share it on GitHub, even the test keys.
Yeah. Such an idiot. What do you want to do with the drinking player?
Hey, quick question for everybody. Whoever has a Taurus wallet here, can you send me your Taurus wallet address? Because then we can just add you to this like test Merkle drop distro. That would be great. And I'll like make it in a nice spreadsheet for Amin, so it's not so like chaotic. But send me your Taurus wallet address, please.
Sure, will do. So guys, I think that's all. If anyone has another topic to discuss, this is the moment. Otherwise, we can call it off 5 minutes earlier.
Yeah, it sounds. I'm happy to call it off. I need to pour through the Give Economy board a little bit, and then if there's any things like I'll assign you to issues, Amin, and then I'll make it clear which ones are priority. If you're kind of like I'm not sure what I'm doing this week, I'm gonna spend some time today and make everything more organized for Give Economy.
Perfect. And from the DApp side, I think the priority is to get the give back flow perfectly done from the donor side. And yeah, checking all of the prices and that there is no donation without a price in our database. That's our priority for this week. And yeah, be ready for the round. After that is just keep the work on the TypeScript version. And I think that's it. So happy to see you all, guys. Enjoy your week.
Thank you, Mateo. Thank you, everyone.